Today we are in Dubrovnik and we're going to the historic walled old town. Because we are only here for the day, we are doing a guided tour. Our Dubrovnik Walking Tour excursion is tailored for those who only have a short time in Dubrovnik. It's offered by cruise ships in Dubrovnik and is Viking's included excursion in Dubrovnik. I'm going to tell you what the excursion entails, including where we went, what we did, and how much walking and standing was involved. So by watching this video, I'll show you what you will see and things to look out for. Walking the wall is not part of the excursion, but at the end of the video, I'll tell you all about walking the wall and what to look out for. The old town is a 10-minute bus ride from where our ship docked. A shuttle bus ran from the port to the old town continually throughout the day. The walls of the old town, which are up to 82 feet, or at 25 metres high, were constructed from the 13th through to the 17th centuries. The walled city is constantly maintained so that none of it becomes run down. We met our tour guide in the square at the front of Pile Gate, which is the main entrance to the old town. From this square, there are views to one of the three fortresses in the wall. Fort Bocker was built in the 1400s, while the city walls were being reconstructed. To enter Pile Gate, we crossed a wooden bridge over a now dried up moat, where much of the original wooden drawbridge has been replaced by a stone bridge. A statue of St. Blaise sits above the entrance. This led to an entryway between two walls of the city. A second statue of St. Blaise is above the inner entry to the old town. Onofrios Large Fountain, with 16 stone-carved heads, was built in 1438 to supply water to the town and to act as the town's baptistry. It's the centrepiece of the square inside Pile Gate. The square also has one of three stairways to the top of the wall. From here we proceeded along the marbled Stradun, which is the main street of the old town and runs from Pile Gate to the old harbour. Stradun has several narrow lanes running off it, many of which have steep stairs leading to houses built on the hill inside the wall. The pile gate end of Stradun is marked by Onofrios Large Fountain and the bell tower attached to the Franciscan monastery. While the harbour end contains Onofrios Small Fountain and the Dubrovnik Bell Tower. Near the eastern end of Stradun, we headed uphill to the oldest monastery in Dubrovnik. The Dominican monastery of St. Peter was built in the 14th century and is incorporated into the city walls as part of its defences. The atrium of the monastery is dominated by the stone water well. The monastery's museum holds numerous pieces of religious art and artefacts. From the monastery of St. Peter we returned, past a lady in traditional costume doing embroidery, to the eastern end of Stradun, which was next to the entryway to the old harbour. Here we viewed the 18th century church of St. Blaise and the 16th century Sponza Palace, which was undergoing restoration work. St. Blaise has been the patron saint and protector of Dubrovnik since the 10th century, when he appeared in a dream to warn a priest about the pending attack by the Venetians. St. Blaise Day is celebrated on the 3rd of February. A final talk in front of Onofrios Small Fountain marked the end of our guided tour. Onofrios Small Fountain was used as a container for holy water. We were then free to continue exploring the old town independently. Some places of interest include the inside of the church of St. Blaise, the rector's palace, originally built to house the rector or head of the Republic of Ragusa, the Cathedral of the Assumption, St. Ignatius Church, and the Serbian Orthodox Church of Holy Annunciation. And we were also able to check out the old port. And had the option to pay for a boat tour along the coast past the walls. Following our explore, we returned to the shuttle bus which took us back to our ship. The shuttle bus made an obligatory stop at the markets on the dock, where we could alight to browse the stalls before catching the next shuttle for the short drive back to our ship. So that's our Dubrovnik Walking Tour excursion. It's relatively short, but the old walled town is extremely interesting. If you want to see more of what Dubrovnik has to offer, check out our Snapshots from Dubrovnik video. There is a link to this below. I said I would tell you all about walking the wall and what to look out for. Well, the first thing to be aware of is that there is little shade or shelter. The wall is quite long, 6,360 feet or 1,940 metres, and not counting the stairs to reach the top, there are nearly 1,000 steps to go up or down along the way, so allow about 2 hours to do the walk. Many of these steps and parts of the wall have very low balustrades, so if you end up carrying tired children, please be very careful. My ticket to climb the wall cost €35. I started near Pile Gate. Here there are approximately 85 steps to reach the top. I realised later that this is probably the steepest of the 3 entries to the wall. From here, the wall runs southwest. On this part of the wall there are views along Stradun, and outside the wall there are views over Pile Gate and to Fort Lovrijenac and the beach below it. This part of the walk offers views from the top of Port Boca, which was a key defence position for Pile Gate. Often referred to as Dubrovnik's Gibraltar, Fort Lovrijenac was built in the 11th century. It's been an important part of the city's defences and has never been conquered. Next, the wall heads eastward along the Adriatic Sea. It's a steep climb to the part of the wall known as Fort St. Peter. There are cafes along this part of the wall, but their goods are quite expensive. Now, can I ask two things of you? If you have any extra information that will help others, please add a comment. And if you find this video helpful in any way, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, and we will give you the lowdown on other places that you might be interested in exploring. You may spot some swimmers below at Buza beach. Then it is downhill to the bastion of St. Stephen at the eastern end of the wall. Around the corner, you come to the old port. There are steps here where you can leave the wall, but once you leave, your ticket will not allow you to re-enter. From here you can look across the harbour to Revelin Fortress, which protects the eastern entrance to the old town. Looking back across the old port, St. John Fortress dominates the entrance to the harbour. This part of the walk also passes the Dominican monastery of St. Peter, which we saw earlier on our tour. Just past the monastery is a third set of steps where you can leave or enter the wall. The walk from here up to Minceta Tower is the steepest part of the wall. Minceta Tower is the highest part of the wall. Climbing the tower is optional, but be aware that the balustrade in the tower may be a bit unsteady. From here it's downhill back to the steps at Pyle Gate. Well, that was our time in the old walled city of Dubrovnik. I hope you enjoy your time here.